Welcome to a brand new video. I hope you're all staying safe, staying inside, washing your hands as the world begins to catastrophically reopen. Six Flags has recently put forth a new video detailing both the reservation system and social distancing protocol that will be found at their parks. First and foremost, not every Six Flags park will be opening at the same time. This is a fantastic idea. It allows the company to operate without having to worry about their closed parks. I imagine that parks that are focused on really big cities, such as Six Flags Great Adventure with NYC, might remain closed for slightly longer than parks like Six Flags Over Texas, which appeals to more than one city. However, this prediction might be flawed. Moving on to the actual measures that are being taken, by far the biggest change I have noticed in this new abnormal is that queues for rides and restaurants will be entirely automated. Using an app, you will order food and queue up for every line. Anything that has a line will use the standard 6 feet social distancing markers, with all personnel in the park, employee and otherwise, wearing a mask. I think that despite the smaller capacity that Six Flags parks will be using, lines will continue to exist on rides due to sanitization. Sanitization is something I think Six Flags could be handling a little bit better. It would make a lot more sense to have guests wash their hands with hand sanitizer prior and after to getting off of a ride, but instead they will be wiping down every other row on train cars. I get the every other row idea, this way guests won't be sitting next to each other, but I don't see the need to wipe down every row because I think making sure guests are clean before and after getting off of a ride is just more efficient and a better idea. Wiping down the train every 5 or so rotations I think would make sense instead of every single time a train enters the station. I don't know, I feel like operations will be very slow despite the limited capacity in parks, although I am glad that Six Flags will be making sure guests have their hands washed at all times. Another issue I have with the video is that it does not address bathrooms. Six Flags is unfortunately notorious for having less than ideal bathrooms and small bathrooms. These two things do not bode well for the coronavirus response. To put it bluntly, Six Flags bathrooms are close quarters and intimate, so I'm hoping that they can adequately address their bathroom situation. I just think it's kind of humorous that it took Six Flags an entire pandemic to realize that maybe they need to reform the sanitization at their parks. Finally, Six Flags is finally investing in some capital into a thermal screening system at the front gates of every park. This means that guests won't have to be patted down by hands, no bin system will be used, and they can check for fevers. This system has been very successfully used in China, so it's nice to see this being carried over into amusement parks all around the world. Overall, I think Six Flags is doing a pretty good job with the response. However, I'd like to see and wait how it goes over the first week or two of reopening. I do have my doubts. I really think this could just fall apart in Six Flags' hands, but the guidelines do look fairly promising. I imagine Cedar Fair has a video coming out soon. They've been quite active on social media, so stay tuned for that. I'll catch you all next time.